You're listening to At the Mic with Keith, an independent podcast production.
And welcome to this edition of At the Mic. I'm your host, Keith Malinak. If you're a fan of Glenn Beck, you're likely familiar with his partner in crime, Stu Burguiere, who we learned a lot about in earlier episodes of At the Mic. Well, how about Stu's wife, Lisa Paige? Lisa is a radio personality herself who has a lot to say on a range of subjects, like the many celebrities she's dealt with over the years, the time Stu accidentally ingested a meat-based product, her unfortunate run-in with hamster poo, and who exactly is Eric Zander? We explore all of this and so much more on today's edition of At the Mic. Today, I am joined by Lisa Paige. You may know that name.
Or you may not.
Oh, you may. Yeah. So it's this is Stephen Burguiere's wife.
You can call him Stu.
What do you call him?
I call him Stu.
You call him Stu? That is awesome.
His mom, I'm pretty sure his mom hates me, but
that is awesome.
Yeah.
So is his mom the only person in his life that calls him Stephen?
No, his aunt,
Okay.
Aunt Debbie, shout out to Aunt Debbie, and his cousin Kirsten, Kiki. They're the only three.
Three people. They call him by his actual name.
Yes.
That is hilarious.
Yep.
I love that.
I know.
I just love that fun fact. Okay, so thank you for making time.
Well, thanks for coming. Do you know that this is my first ever podcast as the guest?
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
No, I've literally never been on another podcast.
How great is that? Because you do your own thing. Tell everybody what you do.
Well, Keith, you and I have been... I mean, we have not obviously been working directly together, but you've been working with Stu for years and years and years and years.
Yeah.
And so obviously I have been along for the ride since the KC 101 days.
Yeah. So what year did you guys meet?
In 1998.
98. Okay. So you've known him a little longer than me. I've known him since 2009.
Okay. So Stu likes to say now, when we've been together for officially half my life.
Right.
He loves to say that.
Yeah.
More than half my life.
Right. Carrie and I passed that same threshold recently.
It's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
I feel like that's amazing.
Uh-huh.
So kudos to us for keeping our marriages together for longer than 5 minutes.
There you go.
Nice. But yeah, what were we talking about? Oh, we were talking about...
What you do.
Oh, so yeah.
And where you met.
Also,
I asked
do
you so
radio.
many questions. Yes.
So many questions, but radio. But I did, to prove to everybody that karma is a thing, I am proof that it really is, because I was I was with Trump back in March about the corona thing. Not a big deal. I don't think it's a big deal. Why is everybody freaking out about these masks? I don't think it's a huge thing. Everybody calm down. And April, I signed a 2-year contract, right? I was doing a national radio show. Okay. I was on 100 stations across the country from my house, cushy gig, awesome.
Nice, yes.
Right? A 2-year contract. So April comes rolling around. We're in the middle of the pandemic. My agent sends me over the final paperwork, because you know how it is in radio or in any type of business where you have an agent. Negotiations can run a very long time. You're back and forth with the company. You want this, they want that. You're trying to meet in the middle. Right. That's going to work for you, work for me. So my paperwork finally comes back. It's April. I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that I'm getting signed right now in the middle of a pandemic to a 2-year radio contract. And I've got all these friends in radio that are taking 10% pay cuts, or they're getting laid off, or they're getting more work piled on them for less money. So I sign it. June, almost 2 months to the day, June, I think it was 3rd, I get the call from my boss letting me go because they were doing internal budget cuts.
No.
So now, for the first time ever in my whole career, knock on wood, I've never gotten fired from a job, ever. I have just, you know how they always say, you're just lucky. I have been seriously blessed with every market that we've moved to, all the new cities that we've gone to with Glenn. I have ended up working at a station, hired upon arrival at these stations. And this is the first time ever in my career that I've been actually let go. In my head, Stu's like, hey, you didn't get fired, you were let go. You were laid off because of the coronavirus.
Right.
So everybody, don't say karma's not a thing, because it is.
Stinks, man. Just so close.
So close. But I got a nice severance package, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like not having a committed thing to do every single day. This is the first time really in my life that I haven't actually had to have a regimented deadline to meet, because
that's the thing with you. You're a very structured person, right?
I am.
A creature of habit.
Yes.
As you like to describe yourself.
Totally.
So what are things like right now, being that you don't have necessarily a structured, regimented deal, or am I wrong?
Well, no, I still keep a schedule, Keith. Okay, I still keep a schedule. But now I've basically, I've replaced the radio recording because I would record it during the day, like most trackers do. I mean, there's hardly any live DJs. I hate to say it, but
it's live.
Well, okay, there's live besides Glenn. A lot of recorded stuff. I'm calling out Ryan Seacrest, and I'm calling out
everybody.
Elvis. You know what I mean? They're all tracked. I hate to bust your bubble, everyone, but anyway, and that was me. I didn't ever do the show live. I recorded it the day of, sent it to my producer. And that's how it was. So I've just basically replaced that with other things that I'm doing. Now I'm obviously focusing more on my podcast.
Yeah.
I am trying to get to my damn swipe up on Instagram. I'm almost there, Keith. I'm almost there.
I don't know Instagram.
Instagram.
I'm sorry.
It's the way.
Swipe up.
So a swiping up feature.
And first of all, if people want to find you on social media, where do they go?
You just need to go to Instagram and follow me at Lisa Paige Made Me Do It.
Lisa Paige made me do what?
Made me do all the things.
All the things?
So so the name is, actually, it was organically come up. It was, what's the word I'm looking for?
It was organic?
It was organic
it was
in
natural,
that it was not me that came up with Lisa Paige Made Me Do It. It was like a bunch of followers because you know me. I like to talk about all the things I love and some of the stuff I hate, but mostly it's all the stuff I love. And I don't ever get kickbacks from any of these companies. I just and that's been my shtick my entire career. Like back in the day when I started in radio, I was just telling you about the best mascaras. So it just started that people would go out and buy things and then tag me in their posts like, Lisa Paige made me do it. I got another, you know what I mean? I got this medicine ball or I got this tanning lotion. So it just, I liked it and it was kitschy and like Stu liked it. My agent liked it. And we were like, all right, let's just do it.
Yeah. So let's be clear. Not the Lisa Paige. You've never worked for the FBI.
No, I am not that Lisa Paige. At one point, Stu had me freaked out. He goes, you might have to change your name. I'm like, F that. I am not changing my name. No.
So it's Paige.
Yeah, not Paige as in the page you turn.
Right.
Paige. Paig.
Yes, Paig. Okay, so Lisa Paige Made Me Do It on Twitter and Instagram, yes?
Yeah, and Facebook.
Facebook.
But Facebook, Keith.
Okay.
And you're not allowed in this group. It's only women 21 and up.
Oh, that's fine.
Or I should say, if you identify as a woman.
Oh, well, then I might be in.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
I'll approve you.
All right.
That's a private group, yes.
Private group. Okay, so, hang on a second. You're going to educate me now on the whole swipe up thing. What is a swipe up thing?
Okay, so the swipe up is a big deal in the Instagram world.
Is it?
So here's the thing. You got to get to 10,000 followers before you are allowed access to a swipe up. The swipe up feature entails products that you mention, maybe places that you dine at, any place that has a website, any place that you can purchase something on. I will, once I hit 10,000, finally be able to direct my followers to Built Bars. Built Bars are my protein bar of choice. I'm an ambassador for the company. Lisa Paige is your code to get your discount. Always. It never expires. But once I get this swipe up access, instead of screenshotting, which is the most annoying thing for me and for people that follow me, you will just have to simply swipe up and it goes right to the link.
How helpful is that?
I mean, it's amazing.
All right, this is happening.
This is going to happen.
Because of this podcast.
Keith, your podcast is going to get me over the 10,000 mark threshold.
Absolutely. So go to Instagram.com/Lisa Paige Made Me Do It. That's with an I on Page. All right, it's going to happen.
It's happening.
Right now.
I can feel it.
Okay, very good. So that's exciting. So you're very active on social media, yeah?
Like so active, and sometimes I get annoyed with myself.
Oh, wow.
You know our friend Sarah Gonzalez, host of News and Why It Matters?
I do.
And Chad Prather.
Yeah.
They're big fans of the Lisa Paige Made Me Do It.
4, Chad Prather. Sorry, go ahead.
Yes. Yeah, Chad. Oh, he is. I love it. Okay. You've got everybody on.
I don't have Sarah Gonzalez yet because, she's having a
so
kid
busy,
and all this stuff. Whatever. We'll have her on. She's already agreed to it.
She is so, you'll have to get her post-baby. That's actually an even better episode because you can find out. She's doing things. She's going natural for the childbirth.
Oh, no.
So you need to definitely do a podcast on that.
Oh, no. And by the way, your husband, Steven, episodes 8 and 9, he had so many stories to share.
He's so popular.
If you want to go back and check those at the Mike Podcast. Okay, so what do you use Instagram and Twitter and Facebook for other than just shilling products?
Well, I mean, it's just
what annoys you with yourself online eventually?
Well, I think it's just like it is a life suck. And now that I don't have a job, my job I feel like is Instagram
promoting. Yeah.
So like Chad and Sarah are like, oh my gosh, like by the time it's 10 o'clock, you've got all the dots. Like some people just have 2 bars and that's just 2 things they've done. I do like 50 stories a day.
Oh, that's what the whole dot stuff means?
Yes.
See, I just do Twitter.
Oh, Keith.
If you want to find me, it's one-stop shopping, Twitter/Keith Malinak, which good luck spelling that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were born in New Haven, Connecticut.
Yes.
Right? You grew up in a place called Madison, Connecticut.
Yeah, like 25 minutes
I was going
outside
to
of here.
ask. I mean, it's kind of a small state, so probably pretty close. All
Yep.
right. And you grew up with a couple of siblings.
Yep.
We got brother, sister.
I have a brother who is 8 years younger than me.
Younger. Okay.
Okay, and then I have a sister who's 2 years younger than me.
Okay. So are you and your sister close? I mean, you guys grew up?
Yeah, I mean, we fought like, you have daughters.
Yeah.
So they fight? They fight now or no?
I mean, they
bicker?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Bicker with each other. Like, oh, well, yeah.
Yeah. And how many times does your wife Carrie say, "Girl, stop"? Because when you're older, you're gonna love each other. You're gonna be best friends.
I think we just leave it at girl stop.
Yeah.
And you can worry about that other stuff later. You have the rest of your life to argue, but right now, where my ears are located, I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear it. Yeah. Well, my sister and I were like that. We were
Yeah.
always like bickering. But now we're not as close as I would like to be because she moved back up to like liberal Connecticut.
Oh no!
Which
From where? Back
Well,
up?
she was here. She was down here.
What?
She moved down here like 2 years after we moved down here. And that's how she met her husband. They got married down here at the Arboretum here in Dallas.
How did she convince him? Is he from Texas?
No, but her husband didn't like. They both were just
Weird
not
people. I'll say
into
it for
Texas.
you. Weird people.
Yeah, like they're just
not
I'm
into Texas.
No,
Okay,
that's
go-
where we went wrong.
You deserve the Northeast.
Yeah.
Lisa's sister and husband.
And all those taxes too, Lindsay.
Right, Lindsay?
Lindsay and
Yeah.
Dave.
I have met your brother. He's been up here several times.
Yes.
Fun guy. Yes. How's he doing?
Yeah, Brandon's down the deep, dark rabbit hole of this conspiracy of coronavirus. And
Oh, no. Where is he?
yeah,
Where's he live?
he's very, very, very far down deep in there.
Okay. All right. Well, hi.
I mean, Brandon.
Cool.
Shout out to Brandon.
Now, you and Stu met. I'm kind of skipping a little bit
Yeah,
here.
it's fine.
I'm going to jump all over the place because I see Connecticut in front of me here. And I know that's where you guys met.
Yes.
Okay. At a radio station.
Yes.
Courtesy of the front desk lady.
Yeah, Barb.
Yeah. So that's pretty awesome. He's told the story. Episode 8. No, he's told the story
Yeah.
about how you were out of town, or he was out of town. Or
He was
something.
in Atlantis
The
with
cruise
Glenn.
thing. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So basically, you have Barb to thank.
Oh, 100%.
That's awesome. So
Yeah.
do you think that Stu Steven would have ever approached you whatsoever if not for Barb giving him that shove?
I think he used obviously Barb as a buffer, but I don't think if Barb was not there, he would have found somebody else to like get the information from me.
Aha.
From yeah,
Right,
I think he would have like hit up Johnny Promo. I remember this guy. We called him Johnny Promo, the promotions guy, or I don't know,
That's
like
a
another
great radio
intern.
name,
Yeah, Johnny
Johnny
Promo.
Promo.
And he was everything that name like. When you think of Johnny Promo, you're thinking of like announcer. Hello, welcome to the radio station. That was Johnny Promo.
Oh, my
like his real
goodness.
name was John. In radio, we all have weird names. Like Paige is obviously not my last. It's not even
it's
my
not?
middle name, dude.
It's not?
Not a part of my name.
Wow. See,
I wish it was.
I got real creative and I went with Malinak as my last name on the air.
I mean, and that is impossible to spell.
Right. Oh, totally.
So good job. Keith.
Yeah. Actually, no, I filled in for a traffic network in Omaha once, and they were going to make up a name for me. You can't go with Keith Malinak on the air. You have to have a made-up name.
Right, yeah.
And I'm like, just okay. And I don't know. I just came up with Heathcliff Sierra.
Love it.
Because I created that name for a character in a creative writing class long ago.
Right.
Okay, in high school. It's like, you're not going to be Heathcliff Sierra. You're going to be, what's your middle name, Keith? And I was like, it's Thomas.
Yeah.
All right, you are Tom Taylor. Tom Taylor Traffic. I'm like, are you for real?
I mean, could it be more generic?
Could it be? So I only filled in this one day, and I was, that's your total traffic. I'm Tom Taylor.
Oh my Tom Taylor.
So there you go.
Well, you know what, Stu's, because at the time when Stu was producing for Glenn, and he was also doing weekends, okay? He was doing weekends, a radio air shift on KC101 on the weekends. And do you know what he was completely different. His name was different than what it was with Glenn.
Whatever you tell me is
Are you
what I'm going
ready?
to start calling him in the hallways.
Eric Xander.
Eric Xander.
Xander spelled with an X. Xander. And I think it was a character from, what was the movie with Sarah, or the show Sarah Michelle Gellar?
It
was some
Sarah
show.
Michelle Gellar
It was
show.
some show, yes.
Okay.
So that was his air name. Nobody knows that.
Well, they do now.
I know. I love it.
Oh, yes.
Let's have Glenn call him that.
Eric Xander.
Throwing it to Eric Xander. Eric Xander.
In fact, let's keep this quiet because we're recording this. But when this actually drops, when this podcast drops, I will tag Stu /Eric Xander, and it will be a thing now.
That's hilarious.
And see, as I was telling my Heathcliff Sierra Tom Taylor story, I'm thinking people are never gonna let me live that down. Oh, that's no Eric Xander.
Oh.
So you guys met at a radio station. So he was producing Glenn's show.
Yep.
You were doing your thing
I
at
was an
another
intern.
station in the building because the way radio stations work is a lot of radio stations under one roof.
Yeah, so I was actually at the same station.
Oh, really? Oh.
I came in after him and Glenn, so I was coming in with the midday girl.
I'm sorry,
So
gotcha.
we crossed in passing. The morning show's getting all their crap together, and they're leaving at 9:55, and I'm coming in with the midday girl at the time.
Okay.
And I was there, I think it was like 10 to 2 or something. Thank the Lord I got into the internship game before all of this because, back then, you didn't have to be in college. I actually dropped out of college. That's how I got this internship.
Where were you going to school?
Oh, this small little college called Mars Hill.
Majoring in what? Uh-oh.
I mean,
Oh, no.
I wanted to be a singer, so I was I was like wanting to major in like vocal. I went on like a partial vocal scholarship.
Sure. And you see where it went, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Clearly, it did not go. I'm doing
long
kitchen
were you-
karaoke on Instagram. That's how far it got me.
How long were you in school?
3 months.
3 months. Did you beat Glenn? Because he was less than that, right? Or
Really? Yeah. Well, I think Glenn
maybe-
took classes.
Yeah.
He did classes at Yale, but he didn't he wasn't a student. I think he was taking classes.
Okay. Well, either way, it worked out.
Look,
So you were working. Man, that is the dream shift. Is like a 10 to 2 type thing.
It is I've done the morning show thing.
You can sleep in-ish.
Uh-huh.
And you're home early-ish.
It's the best shift ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
But I love waking up at 3 in the morning. It's
That sounds
good.
awful.
No, it's always great. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, right? Do you
I
love it?
love it.
Do you drink coffee when you wake up?
I get here and
How many coffees do you drink in the morning before say 9 a.m.?
Oh, before 9 a.m.? I go down to this little Keurig thing.
Yeah.
And I put 12 ounces in a cup.
Okay.
And then I typically hit it again later in the day.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
So,
That's pretty good. If you're only doing 2.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess it's two. It's 2
2 Yetis.
2 of these
2 big mugs, yeah.
big mug.
Yeah, there you go.
So anyway.
Yeah.
So that's how I make it through the day, that and hard drugs.
There you go.
So you were doing middays. So when you would cross paths, right, going into the studio while he was coming out, yes? Mm-hmm. Would he ever linger and be like, hey,
No.
so what's up?
I mean,
does Stu have, because he has talked about how he has no game. Is he being self-deprecating or does he literally have no game?
no, he did not have any game.
Wow.
He would just, grab his stuff or, if you forgot, because back in the day, that was CDs. We weren't doing anything digital.
Right.
We were pulling CDs for the next, so he would, now looking back, I'm like, oh, that's why he stuck around to pull Samantha Stevens music. So I would get in and he would still be in there pulling the CDs. Because we'd have to line up our 12 or 13 CDs for the hour.
And he was like a sloth going
Really
slow
slow.
so I could hang out here a little longer. I can see it.
So once we established that we kind of were into each other, and again, now our first date was at a wing place, and this is before he became a vegetarian.
Yeah.
So we went for wings. Mm-hmm. And that was one of my last
That
memories
is a-
of my own husband eating meat.
Hold on a second. Time out.
Yeah.
Who suggested the wing place?
I don't know. I think it was both of us. We were,
That is a high-risk first date.
well, it was a
You're
pub. It was called Archie Moore's in New Haven, Connecticut.
Okay, but you're eating wings.
Well, yeah, it was
You're-
risky.
If it's me, right, I'm using the entire roll of paper towels.
Yeah, well, he did do that too.
Yeah, that's okay. Well,
know.
kudos to both of y'all for stepping out of your comfort
I
zone.
mean,
on
really,
date
right
number
there,
one.
we hit it off right there. You
I
like the
see.
wings, I like the wings. But I wanted everyone to know that was obviously before we
Right.
got into the vegetarianism.
Oh, so you are as well?
No,
No.
heck no.
Yeah. So
And either are my kids.
did you even try it?
No.
So do you conform and help him, or is he on his own?
No, he's on his own.
Wow. So you make dinner.
Yeah.
It's probably meat based 9 times out of 10. Yeah.
Or, the thing is, too, it doesn't even have to be. Even if I use a chicken broth, he's out.
Wow.
He is so strict with this. He won't even eat candy corns because there's gelatin in the candy corns. He won't eat anything from like a Thai place because there's fish oil in whatever broth or...
He's a man of principle.
He for real is, like, legit. I'm like, I'll give you $100 if you eat this bacon bit. I'm always trying to bargain. I'm like, do you think you want a bite of this?
Oh,
You want a bite of this steak?
How mean.
I know. He's like, but... now everything's become so advanced. Like vegetarian food is very mainstream now.
Right. Yeah.
So I'll even eat the Beyond the Burger. Like a Beyond the Burger is good. Impossible Burgers. Like if we go places, the Yard House here in Dallas, which is kind of a cool, like it's pretty popular.
A lot of beer there.
A lot of beer. A lot of vegetarian options. Like the Gardein Burger is like sponsors half the menu.
Well, we talked about it when he did the podcast. We talked about we all moved here in 2012.
Right.
And how it's night and day compared to vegetarian options when he first moved here
to
how it is now in 2020.
Yes.
That's a big leap. And that probably makes it a lot easier to maintain that vegetarianism.
Well, and working in New York, every other shop, there was options for him.
Yeah.
And then we come to Dallas, like barbecue capital of the world.
You ain't from around here, are you?
Right. I mean, the funniest thing is our 7.5-year-old daughter, Ainsley, literally wants to have her 8th birthday party at Heart 8 Barbecue. Like, she's so committed to barbecue, and it's pulled pork. I love it.
I love that place.
She wants it so bad.
The only problem with Heart 8, which if you ever get
I've never been.
Oh, no.
I need to go.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, you need to go.
Is it so good?
Oh, first of all, Stu would probably vomit while standing in line. Just the smells. That's what I was going to get at. And I thought that you were familiar enough with it. What I was going to say is the only problem with Heart 8 is that you end up going home smelling like
Heart 8.
The barbecue joint. Yeah. Because it's just the smells are everywhere. I don't know that can he handle the smells and stuff?
Well, he'll cook burgers and stuff for us. He has no problem cutting steaks up for the kids.
It's just the consuming.
Yeah, he will just not. Yeah, exactly. So I think plus, I did look at the menu, and as long as there's a macaroni and cheese option, we good.
I think that's good.
Like it's good.
Yeah.
It's fine.
You got it.
So
take him.
I'm excited. I want to go.
Take Ainsley.
Yeah.
Speaking of your children, my goodness, how time flies. Because I send this email, and one of the questions is, any kids? How many? How old? 9 and 7.5.
I know.
Where does the time go? It seems like only yesterday that Stu was skipping out on a trip to Israel for your firstborn.
It's so funny. People still talk about it. They still talk about that.
That is awesome. So tell me about your kids.
I'll tell you right now. They are total clones of us. Zach being literally the clone of Stu. Like, he looks exactly like Stu.
Uh-huh.
You know it. Yeah. Everybody knows it. I showed Zach a picture of Stu when Stu was his age, wearing an Eagles helmet, because now, of course, my children have converted to huge Eagles fans. Like, we boo the Cowboys. Ainsley's talking smack to people with a Cowboys sticker on the back of their car.
Okay, there's a lot of people around Dallas that have
It's risky.
that.
But Zach looks exactly like Stu and actually thought the picture I showed him of Stu was him. They're identical.
That sounds like me and my son. Wow.
Right?
Yeah. I hear you. That's really cool. That's really cool.
I mean, my kids don't look anything like me. I think that my daughter looked a lot like me when she was younger. But as far as personality goes, my daughter is all of me personality-wise.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
okay.
yeah. Like, she loves a camera. There's not a stranger she's never met. She will just do whatever she can to entertain everybody and be the star of the show. Like, that is me.
There you go.
And I'm owning it. Zach, a little more reserved.
Right.
A little shyer.
Like, his idea of interacting with someone is hanging back in a radio studio for an extra 5 minutes to pull CDs off a shelf, as opposed to an Ainsley that would be in there.
She'll be like, I'll be on the air. Do you want me to be your co-host? Like, she's jumped on my podcast a bunch of times. I don't even edit it. I just keep it in because she's so funny.
That's great. That's
so
great.
funny. Yeah.
And I don't know if he still is, but I think at some point I remember seeing on Twitter Stu posting something about he was the coach of Zach's Little League team.
Yeah, Little League, yeah.
And they were the Cheetos, right? Is that right? The Cheetos?
The Cheetos.
Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Who came up with that plan?
Of course. I'm definitely not Zach. Zach was definitely encouraged by it, but I think Stu threw it out there, and Zach was like, I like it, yeah.
That is so
he called
good.
the Cheetos.
That's a great name for a Little League team.
Dude, my kids, like, they'll go to Taco Bell. My Ainsley wanted to get Stu a Taco Bell t-shirt for his birthday, which we got him.
That is so cool.
The snacking tendencies from Stu, as far as, like, the cheese consumption, are real.
So what if you find this minuscule ingredient, though, in something like Cheetos that comes from like its animal base?
He won't eat them. No, I'm serious.
That could be like the great debate in his mind.
For real. He will not. I came home one day and I found out that bacon, there's like bacon grease, there's a bacony flavoring that goes into McDonald's French fries, which he used to love to eat, and I told him that.
Oh no.
I broke his heart because now he won't eat a fry.
I mean, just between me and you. No one else is listening.
No.
Have you ever seen an ingredient in something and not told him?
This happened a couple years ago.
Oh no.
And I debated whether or not to even tell him because his cousin, Kiki, made us both this amazing couscous. Couscous, like vegetarians, that's one of the main side dishes. If you go to any type of vegetarian restaurant, like Mediterranean restaurants are good for him because he can get like the salads, he can get the falafels, he can do the veggie gyros or whatever. I guess it's not a gyro because that's lamb, but he would get like the sauteed vegetables with rice and beans and stuff. But Kirsten had made us this really great couscous, and I had it. And she had it, and then the next day she goes, oh my God. She sent me the recipe because I was like, let me make this. And I looked in the recipe and I realized, there's chicken broth in this.
Oh no.
And he had like a huge bowl of it.
Oh no.
This is where
what did he do?
My good wifely duties came in. Because now most women would say, I'm just not even going to tell him.
Okay.
Because what he does not know will not hurt him.
Yeah.
But then I just like cannot keep a secret. And so I did tell him, I said, I got to tell you this. Sit down for this.
Sit down. Sit down.
Your couscous had chicken broth in it.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah.
Did you have a garbage can in front of him though?
Well, this was, I think my maneuver of telling him was very smart because I waited until the next day when we knew that he wasn't sick.
There we go.
So
well, also he wouldn't feel like he had to gag himself.
Exactly
to vomit it
right.
out.
Like it was an afterthought. So that's
How'd he take that?
I mean, he wasn't excited about it, but he wasn't mad.
Yeah.
He just,
it was an honest mistake.
It really was. Like Kirsten didn't even think about it.
Okay.
We,
Did he get her on the phone and be like, "What?"
I'm sure there was an exchange of a call out at some point. I can't really remember, but him and his cousin are pretty close, so I don't think he'd be genuinely mad at her. But it was really just a total mistake on her part, and she owned it.
Yeah. I gotcha.
I
want to go back to previous jobs you've held. You've worked at CVS.
That was my first job.
First job. Were you a cashier then?
Yeah, I killed it.
Okay, because
taxable, non-taxable. What do you want?
Oh wow, I
mean,
don't know how to respond.
I remember that was my first job. I was 16. And I remember getting up there after I was fully trained. I think I was making $8 an hour, which was like, what, $5 before taxes. And I remember just scanning people so fast and thinking to myself, I am killing this cashier game. Like my lines would whip through because I was just like, scan, total, thank you, bye.
Hold on a second.
So fast.
Did you ever stop to make small talk with someone?
I mean, occasionally.
Because, Pat Gray, host of Pat Gray Unleashed, the show that I produce on the Blaze TV and radio networks, CVS, Walgreens cashiers making small talk with him is one of his huge pet peeves.
Oh, he doesn't like that.
Oh, he hates it. Oh. He despises it. He's like, don't ask me how I'm doing. Don't ask me if I'm having a party. Don't ask me anything about the products that I'm putting in front of you. So my question to you, Miss Gregarious, did you exchange pleasantries with people?
I mean, I feel like I had to gauge the energy. Like if they were feeling my friendliness, but I wasn't. My lines were long. CVS, I mean, we didn't have those express lanes back then.
Right.
So, I would say hi and great, thank you, have a nice day. But I will tell. Getting back to Pat, Pat was behind me at a Tom Thumb about 3 months ago and did not know who I was.
Yeah.
Like did not know who I was.
Yeah.
And I had to say, Pat, hi. And he was like, oh. But if I didn't say hi to him, he would have not known who I was. But me and Pat, we don't see each other every day.
No, that's true. Yeah. All right. So CVS. Let's see.
Then the Gourmet Bagel Company.
Yeah, Gourmet. Okay, first of all, the bagel slicer fascinates me.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a big thing.
Did you ever injure yourself on it?
No.
Okay. I couldn't.
I worked the deli slicer too. I did pounds of turkey and cheese.
Never injured yourself?
No.
I mean, you're a hero of mine because if I get within 3 feet of a machine like that, I mean, there's blood and guts everywhere. So kudos to you. So did you enjoy working at a bagel shop? Because those places, especially in the Northeast, are just fast-paced.
Yeah.
Get them in, get them out, let's go.
Well, it was fun. It was like an after-school, little job. So it was cool. I was working with a bunch of other people that I, became friends with and stuff. So it paid the bills, the bills I didn't have back at the time, but I had to save money,
Okay. You worked at Chili's. Did you have a lot of flair with your outfit there?
Ask Stu. I ruled the lounge at Chili's. It's all I worked. Like, the managers knew I was only capable of doing the lounge. And so that's all I did. I only worked the lounge.
What does that mean?
The bar area.
No, okay, so you were a bartender.
No.
What?
I just work, like, when you go to Chili's.
Oh, so you're the waitress in that little area right
it's
there.
open. Just go sit.
I bet people are bigger tippers in that area, aren't they?
In East Haven, Connecticut, we'll see.
Oh, no.
Depends.
Okay, all right.
Depends on who's coming in.
That's right. Okay. So one of the questions I ask on the email is if you ever have any downtime, which being a mother of 2 young children, I'm sure you don't. What do you do for fun? Do you ever have any downtime?
Okay,
Do you want me to read your response in the email?
You can, because it is funny, and people are going to be like, well, that doesn't surprise me.
You literally, so if you're ever bored, you just rearrange your house for the fun of it?
I love...
That's risky in the middle of the night, stumbling through. Oh, crap, I forgot I moved the couch there.
I moved the ottoman over here. Well, yeah, I mean, look, honestly, it's so weird, but if I was not in radio, I would totally have taken like an interior design path. Oh. Like, I love interior design. Uh-huh. I love decorating. I love all types of decor. So I'm always on Pinterest, and I'm following all these like decor sites and accounts and influencers on Instagram, because I will just see some pictures. TikTok now, even TikTok has lots of interior designing accounts that I follow. I just get these ideas, and I'm like, oh, let me try this. Let me try that.
Yeah. How does Stu like that?
I mean, he doesn't really, Stu, he does not care. He's so laid back. He just does not care.
All right.
It's like, whatever I like, he likes. It's great. It's great. It's great. So that's what
See, for me, it's just resistance is futile. So it's like, oh, empty picture frames. All righty.
Okay.
Sounds good, Care.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. And you like to clean, organize, and purge stuff. And I will say, as the parent of small children myself, well, not small anymore, but I mean, of children, the purging, you can't stop. You can't take like a week off.
No.
Or else you're buried in everything imaginable.
But here's the thing. Mm-hmm. Stu likes to hold on to everything. I want to get rid of everything.
Wait a minute. Stu's a pack rat?
I mean, he's just like very sentimental. That's good. Totally.
Yeah,
he likes to keep, like, we have a bounce. The baby bouncers, when our kids were little, they would sit in the seat and they'd boom and they make all those noises and they have all the little gadgets around. We have Zach and Ainsley's baby bouncer in our garage, like in our storage garage, and he will not let me give it away, donate it, sell it.
I thought I was bad, because I remember having that thought when the last child went through the baby bouncer. I remember looking at that. I specifically remember actually that exact product going, oh my gosh, that thing has been with us. Look at that. Look at these memories. Okay, it's taking up space. We gotta keep moving.
Totally.
Yeah. But Stu won't let you throw it out, huh?
I've begged him. I'm like, please. I go, can we please do something with this? He's like, I'll power wash it. I'm like, I know, but what good is that? I don't want it power washed. I want it in the trash. Now, and honestly, between you and I, if I threw it out tomorrow, he wouldn't even know.
Wouldn't even see it.
No, would not even see it.
And maybe 6 years from now, when cousin whatever shows up with their kid, he might ask about it. Hey, where's that baby bouncer?
I swear, I would cut somebody if I had threw it out and then somebody brought it back up to him and he was like, "Yeah, well, actually, where is that?"
Oh no!
I would freaking kill. I would kill someone.
You should try that.
I should test it. I should just hide it, not get rid of it. Put it in the attic where he never goes, and just see how many months go by before he notices this baby bouncer that's 9.5 years old is no longer in the storage garage.
Oh, I'm debating right now to say, should we edit this part out and then you actually go and hide it?
And then do a recap?
Or something along those lines. Like,
Keith, I don't even need to hide it. He does not know it's there. Like, he does not realize it. I realize it because it's taking up space that I want to get rid of.
Those things aren't small.
No. Oh, my gosh.
They're awkward.
They're huge. Yes. Yeah, they're right. You can't stack them.
Right.
You can't put things on top of them.
Am I going to dismantle it?
Finally, the batteries went out because every time anything would touch it, it would be like make these crazy obnoxious noises.
Oh my goodness! When you said batteries, it made me think of the little music that
I know,
the thing
like
played.
the baby Einstein toys and everything. I do miss them, but I don't miss the clutter.
Now I'm wondering where our little baby bouncer is.
Oh, I'm sure Carrie got rid of it. Smart woman.
Yeah. Okay.
Smart woman.
Shoot! Now I'm wishing we still had it.
Oh,
No,
don't even.
Not really. You mentioned a word earlier when you were describing some folks online, and it's really. I don't know. It's not my favorite word, but it's influencer. Mm-hmm. Okay. Would you consider yourself an influencer, in quote?
No, because I'm like you. I don't even call myself that on any of my social media sites.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, people are putting that like on their resume, you know?
No,
like,
I think like I'm a good convincer. Like I'm a truth teller. I am authentic for sure. Like I stand by every single thing I talk about, good or bad. And that's how that has been the basis of my entire career. Like I have never taken an endorsement that I wouldn't actually love or use myself ever. I wouldn't do it.
No, that's a good word, authentic, as opposed to someone saying, yes, I'm an influencer.
I hate that. Thank you. I'm so happy the Nordstrom anniversary sale is over because now these influencers can stop posting about the same cable sweaters that they supposedly buy, which they don't. They buy all their crap and then they return it all and they act like they wear it.
Tell us about your pets. You have 2 dogs, Piper and Miles. Tell us about them.
So Miles is our 16-year-old pug.
16?
Yes, he's so gray. And I keep telling Stu,
Oh, no.
No, he's actually, knock on wood, and he's doing great. He can't really hear that well.
How long do pugs live?
I mean, our
You keep talking.
Phoebe was 17 when she passed.
Wow.
So Miles, we got Miles when Phoebe was 6. Just obviously we were both, I think, at that time working in New York. So we wanted another dog to keep Phoebe company while we were away and all that stuff. And then Phoebe passed. Yeah, right. So oh my gosh, he's surpassed.
12 to 15 years
Nice.
old, according to Google.
Boom! All right, everybody, I'm the dog whisperer.
You take care of your pugs.
We do.
Yeah, 17 was Phoebe. And
Miles is 16.
Okay.
And he's great. He's a little slower than normal, but I mean, he's like, knock on wood, he's been fine.
That's great.
But I will tell you that I will be devastated when he decides to like go over the Rainbow Bridge because he's now the last thing between Stu and I that we had together before kids. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You have kids, so it's like you have all these memories and these nostalgic moments that you have with Carrie that you had before you had kids.
I lost my 17-and-a-half-year-old cat, Gertrude, that Carrie and I had in college before we were married, and lost her, about maybe 5 years ago, roughly.
But, I mean, were you so sad?
But I'm still sad.
I know. Yeah, like, right? I really feel like I will be crushed because that is like the one thing that him and I have left together that we had before we had kids. Like, and believe me, I love being a parent. I love being a mom. I love. But I loved our life before kids too. I mean, I liked the freedom, but I liked that it was a lot more.
Checking my watch to see when I'm getting it back.
Exactly. When they're in college, probably.
I'll say it so you don't have to.
Thanks, Keith. I'm like, when they go to college, we can revisit those years. But yeah, so we have Miles, who's 16, and then we have our golden retriever Piper, who's really my dog. I would consider my dog.
How old's Piper?
She's 5, and I grew up with golden retrievers, so I always knew that I eventually wanted to have a golden retriever, and I knew that like we had talked about getting a golden retriever when we had kids because they're just like the best breed of a dog when you have children. So she's like, my she's like my ace. Like I take her everywhere. We're always together. She follows me everywhere. She's just a good dog. She's a good dog with kids. I don't have to ever worry about with my kids having friends over. She'll get aggressive. Like she's just every type. Cool. I hope everybody can own a dog that has the temperament of my dog.
Right.
Like she's just the best. But Goldens are generally. Goldens, Labs, Shepherds. I know that Shepherds are amazing dogs too. Great protectors. Piper, not so much a protector. She's a licker. Yeah. She's a cuddler. She would never protect me.
Oh wait, don't get that out.
I mean, but
let's keep that on the inside.
She's really sweet.
I have come to love dogs.
Yeah,
and
dogs are
we own 2
good.
now, and one of them is a mutt, but he sounds like the same temperament as Piper.
But you had a dog. When did we have? We did a cookie thing with Jeffy and Amber years ago, and you guys brought a puppy over. Do you still have that dog? Yes.
No way we brought a puppy to somebody else's house.
It was a dog.
What?
Yes.
Me?
Yes.
I don't drag my dogs
Okay, no,
out.
maybe it wasn't. But you said that. Okay, then it was pictures.
We did adopt 4 years ago from the SPCA a Chihuahua Beagle.
Okay, that's it. That's the dog I saw on Facebook. Matilda.
On Twitter, because I'm not on Facebook.
Love it.
Yeah. So anyway, she's a cuddler.
Yes. Okay.
And she's dumb as a box of rocks, but she's
a cuddler.
Yeah. She's like, as I've described her before, if she were a PlayStation character, she would have a 100 sweetness rating and a 0 intelligence rating.
But that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. And then there's Tanner, who is a mix of every and all the good parts of whatever other dog that is into him. And so it sounds like the same kind of temperament.
Is he big?
Medium-sized dog.
Yeah. Piper's 90 pounds.
Okay, he's, gosh, I forgot. I don't even know, 40 to 50.
Okay.
I don't know. So, but
okay, medium.
But he has a temperament. He will protect. He will protect.
Really?
Yeah. So, but with kids, he's
That's
never
great.
been aggressive
I know.
ever with anyone.
That's the thing with dogs, man. I feel like they just sense this. They have a vibe. Like they know.
However, if you make the egregious error to walk in front of my house, then he will bark through the window at you.
Really?
Because, we can't be having criminals on the streets walking by in their jogging shorts.
Well, what would happen if you opened the door and he just got loose? Would he go for an ankle?
No.
You think if you told him to stop, would he stop?
Yes.
You don't look
out on the street, you're fine. He actually respects boundaries there.
Okay.
And even if you came up the walkway, if I'm telling him no bark, I got it.
That's it.
He wants to know that we see what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And if you acknowledge, you go, okay, good boy, no bark, then he'll simmer down. And you just hope he simmers down before Matilda catches wind and starts yip.
Yeah, because she doesn't know what's going on. She just knows.
She's got the 0 intelligence rating.
She's just barking
because Tanner is.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, you have a hamster named Nibbles.
Yeah.
Nibbles
is a star on Instagram.
Oh, yeah?
Nibbles. Okay, so Nibbles is the hamster that we got during quarantine for the kids.
Okay.
Just trying to avoid the coronavirus discussions. And honestly, our kids had the best time in quarantine. I will tell you confidently that in 10 years, when they look back at the time when we had to quarantine, they are not going to go, it was an awful time. We made a concerted effort to make it very fun for them.
Okay.
So part of that was getting a hamster.
Well, okay, so you got...
Ainsley wanted a hamster, and I had hamsters growing up. I'm like, oh, what the heck? Let's get one.
Oh, no. See, I had, I don't know, guinea pig.
Yeah,
right?
guinea pigs, gerbils.
Are they the same?
What
they're
kid
different,
didn't
right?
have a rodent?
But mine was...
guinea pigs are bigger.
Well, okay, so I love pets, and this guy or girl, whatever I had, lived for 5 minutes.
What?
But you're doing great.
I mean...
I must have gotten a diseased one or something.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, you probably got a bad run. Nibbles, I think hamsters only live 2 to 3 years. So we've had Nibbles since May.
Okay.
And Ainsley came up with the name Nibbles because one of my very good friends, Brittany, she had bought her kids a hamster. All of my friends bought their kids hamsters. There's 3 other friends of mine that we just all bought our kids hamsters. So my friend Brittany's hamster, her kid's hamster's name is Tibbles. So Ainsley went with Nibbles. So we have Tibbles and we have Nibbles.
I could see Nibbles being the first one. Where did Tibbles come from?
They call her Tibby.
Okay.
Okay.
And what's the third one? The other kids.
Then there's Violet.
That doesn't rhyme.
That's Violet. Violet's not part of the
needs
mix.
to be Vibbles.
And then there's 2 more. They start with an S. I forget their names.
Sibbles?
No, I can't remember the other 2. But we hamster sat for my friends' hamsters when they were away in July.
Are they the ones that go?
No, that's mice.
No.
Yes.
I'm just trying to remember what I had.
Oh, hamsters. Yeah, hamsters go.
Yeah, that's what I had.
Yeah, hamsters.
Yeah.
Want me to do it again? That's what they do.
That's going to be my ringtone now.
Yeah.
Do it again. Totally my ringtone.
No,
Thank
Nibbles makes no noise, but Nibbles is the queen. We give her everything. She's had Panda Express. I've given her pieces of pancakes. I give her cereal.
How are her bowels after all that
I
stuff?
don't know, but do you know that this happened to me last week? I'm not even kidding you. I almost ate her poop. TMI. But
I'm not. There's no follow-up. I'm just waiting for you to say whatever you need to say.
I thought it was a chocolate sprinkle on the counter.
What is she doing on the counter?
No, I was changing her cage before I had my ice cream. And obviously one of her little poops fell on the counter.
Oh, no.
And I thought it was a sprinkle. I'm not even kidding. And I put it in my mouth. And I put it on my tongue, and then I realized this is not a sprinkle. It is a poop. I'm not kidding.
I'm about to leave this room.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Did you expect the turn that this podcast just took?
Did you share that on social media?
I did the next day, and I actually had to tell Stu because I couldn't even bring myself to tell him. I was so embarrassed.
Because you're authentic.
But yeah, who am I influencing to eat a hamster poop?
Oh my goodness! So you didn't chew down it?
No, it just hit my tongue, and I spit it out, and then I was rinsing and washing all of it. Yeah, I mean, it could be worse. What if I really did like chew it up and swallow it? That would have been horrible.
This podcast may need to come with a warning.
I mean,
okay, so okay, let's talk about one of your pets that Stu brought up when he was in that chair with me.
Well,
he wasn't in the chair with me. In the chair that you're in currently. Your bearded dragon?
Yes. I'm going to show you a picture of him. He's
Griffin?
so cute. Yeah.
Okay, Griffin, because you're definitely a caretaker of Griffin.
I am the only caretaker of Griffin.
Right. And we went through great detail on the podcast I did with Stu.
I'll show you.
Where you will go to the pet store.
Yes.
Leave with a bunch of live crickets.
50 big, large crickets.
50 big, large crickets.
Yep.
And feed them to Griffin.
Yep.
Because you're sick.
And he also did not mention, I don't think, dubio roaches that I got him last summer that I ordered on Amazon that came 200 to a bowl.
No, were they alive?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Look it.
I'm fine with roaches being eaten. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying that. Well, I just want you to know.
Let's see.
Griffin.
Oh yeah.
Is now, thank the Lord, out of the eating crickets phase. So now we're just veggie based.
Oh wow.
He has watermelon. He'll do strawberries, blueberries, salad.
Why did he get wind of Stu being a vegetarian? Wanted to be like
he's crossing over to the vegetarian side.
And why is that?
With bearded dragons, after a year, they don't need all that protein. They really just need to be more plant based. So he'll do. I'll cut him up. Carrots, peppers. He loves peppers. He likes broccoli. Romaine lettuce.
You cut this stuff up for him, like
yes.
almost like a charcuterie.
Kind of.
Huh.
Like when I'm making salads for the kids, I just have to put a little bit to the side.
Okay. Like
collard
what if you
greens.
gave him a full carrot? Would he know what to do with that?
No. Because you know what? Bearded dragons don't have teeth. They have a very strong jaw.
Oh wow.
It's crazy.
Oh, so the picture you were just showing there, which first of all, if people want to see pictures of Griffin and the rest of the gang there, they would go to Lisa Paige Made Me Do It. That's an I in Paige. And what you're showing me right now is an Instagram video with Piper.
Yes.
So how does Piper and Griffin get along? She doesn't look amused.
No, but she doesn't even care. That's the thing with this dog, Piper. Her temperament is, she has no temperament.
I see. She's just
She doesn't care. She's the most patient dog.
And the lizard's like right in her grill.
I plop nibbles on top of her all the time. She doesn't care.
Does Piper eat the Nibbles poop pieces?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's good. Because some dogs like to eat poop.
No, I know. We did go through a phase where where Piper would go out and roll around in poop.
Yeah. Don't
that
you
was
love
awful.
That? Oh, don't you love that? Oh, yeah. And they find a dead animal or something.
Yeah, and that's what they do. Yeah.
And they just rub their hands in it. And they're like, oh, this is so fun. And you're like, I can't decide if I'm going to abandon you.
Yeah.
Or drag you into the bath right now. It could go either way, dog.
And it always happens at the most inconvenient times.
Right?
Yeah. Like I'm rushing out. I have to be at a meeting, and now you have poop. Some other dogs poop all over the side of you.
Right. Yeah. Throw them in the garage and say,
and like not even my shampoo, my basic shampoos. Like I did buy a whole bunch of different types of dog shampoos. You need to immediately get them to a groomer. That's it.
That funk doesn't leave. If you got to really work on it.
Grosser than eating hamster poop.
I think one of the key words when you search for this podcast to help it come up will be animal feces.
Yeah.
That'll definitely.
I mean, sure. Just tag us. It's fine. We're owning it.
A lot of clicks there. You enjoy pop and country as far as music genres.
Yeah.
What is the music that you've played in your DJ career? Is it like top 40 type stuff?
Yeah,
right?
yeah, all top 40. Yeah,
okay, but do you enjoy that music?
Yeah, no, I really do. And I think that's why I loved my job so much, was because I really did genuinely love the music. So I was always up on like pop news because I followed these artists. and all that stuff. And then, but country I have been listening to since high school. And
wow.
I'm like, my dream format, if terrestrial radio were to ever come back, which it won't, but if I were to, be offered a job to host a country radio show or something, I would seriously consider it because I love country music. Yeah.
Okay. So, first of all, where can people find your podcast right now if they want to hear what you do?
Everywhere. Like everywhere you get your podcasts, you can find me.
Okay. So what's the
iTunes?
Is the name of the podcast?
Lisa Paige made me do it. Yeah.
That's so convenient how that's just uniform across the board.
Well, that was Stewie's. Like, we've got to own every domain. Lisa Paige made me do it. Spelled Lisa Paige, Page, Paig. Like, GoDaddy is our bitch. Like, we have 100 handles of all of it. Yes. That was, because Stu on the side is very businessy. So he's, thank the Lord for him. Like, he's definitely my go-to. Like, he definitely helps me with, like, all the branding stuff.
And he's, like, Mr. Statistics and stuff.
Totally.
And
like,
math.
a numbers
like,
guy.
He understands, spreadsheets.
Love
stuff
spreadsheets.
like that. Yeah. See, that's awesome. That's really great. Do you guys have the same taste in music then?
No.
Like when you're in a car ride, do you have to listen to kids' music and stuff? Or?
Well, yeah, I'm sure your wife, probably not now because you guys have older kids than I do, but like we are in the thick of Kids Bop.
Oh.
Kids Bop. But I will tell you, Kids Bop on Sirius XM. It's great because, they've got the little kids singing the songs I like, but even better.
Is that what that is?
When the kids sing the songs that I like, they change the lyrics. So like if it's explicit, they switch them to something that's obviously appropriate for
Do you ever slip
kids.
up and say the actual
sometimes.
bad word?
I'll tell you, they do have some Cardi B songs on the Kids Bop channel. But when the Kids Bop channel plays and I hear this music, I actually understand the lyrics. Like most of the lyrics, I understand. Like Drake, I don't know what he's saying. Kiki, do you love me? But you go to Kids Bop and I'm like, oh, Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? I never knew that if I was listening to a normal, Kiss here in Dallas.
I see. So it's a way for you to go, that's what that lyric is.
Totally. But then, as soon as they're out the car, I'm like back to freaking Hip Hop Nation or something.
Get out. I'm going to 90s at 9.
Yeah, or Prime Country, The Highway.
Last song you played on repeat was AJ Mitchell and Ava Max Slow Dance. I'm not familiar. Why is that so great?
So every episode.
I don't even know these people. I don't get out much.
Keith, I'm going to have to send this to you.
Oh, no.
I'm going to have to send this one to you.
Okay.
On my podcast, before I wrap up my podcast every time, I always play like what I'm listening to now. It's a song of the week. It's something that I'm always on. I always have on repeat.
That's fun.
This was my friend Brittany. This was a find of hers. She was on my podcast a few weeks ago, and she's like, let's play AJ Mitchell and Ava Max. Now, Ava Max, pop artist, very similar singing style to, I would compare it to like Lady Gaga, Ava Max. Mm-hmm. And so she is collaborating with this singer. I don't even know who this dude AJ Max is. I don't really care, but this song is so good, and it's called Slow Dance. And so my friend Brittany said, let's play this for, this podcast. So we put it up. And as soon as I heard it, I just knew we didn't even need to get to the hook of the song. I just knew I love the song. So now, like every day, it's on repeat. Even on the way to school, on the way home from school, it's an appropriate song for the kids. Not the video, but the song.
The song. AJ Mitchell, Ava Max.
You're going to have to put this in your show notes.
Slow Dance.
Slow Dance. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's in. It's in there.
In your line of work, you have crossed paths with numerous celebrities. Any of them that stand out to you as, boy, that was the greatest experience. It was better than I thought it could be. What a great person so-and-so is. Anybody come to mind like that?
Yeah, a couple. Lady Gaga, for sure.
Okay.
When she had just dropped Just Dance, which was back in...
back in...
2006? I don't know. But I'm not familiar. But this was, no one knew her. So.
Oh, wow. So this is early.
Nobody knew who she was.
Okay.
So I was working at Q102 in Philly at the time, doing middays, your favorite shift. And she comes walking in with Bobby Silver, who's this record rep. Now she's retired, but Bobby Silver was like one of the main huge record reps that would bring in these artists.
Okay.
And I remember meeting Lady Gaga, and she was so nice and just obviously new. Like, she's new to fame. She has no money yet. She only has this one song, Just Dance. Meet her, great. I'm thinking, okay, cool. She's just another artist. Let's see if she makes it. So obviously, fast forward 5-6 years, she freaking blows up. She is, topping all of these Forbes lists and making movies and everything. So at the time, I'm working in New York City. So they bring her through again. And now this is 5 years after I had met her initially.
Okay.
So at first, she's a little standoffish. And, now she's making money. She's got a full security team.
Oh, wow.
She's selling out in Madison Square Garden. And, they get to that tier of fame. They don't really care about the little people, right? So she comes in and she's kind of being like a little standoffish. So at the time, my program director, Dom Theodore,
oh yeah,
I think you've met before.
I love Dom Theodore.
Dom is a legend in radio.
Yes.
He said, listen, go pull up that video of when you met her at Q102, and I guarantee you she will let her guard down. So I pulled the video up, and sure enough, she remembered, and it was like we were buddies.
That's
It
awesome.
was awesome. It was like we just picked up where we had left off.
That's so cool.
And then she came another time a year later, and that was when I was pregnant with Zach, and she was asking me all about my pregnancy. She was totally into it. Very cool. Rihanna's another artist who's amazing. She's awesome. She's so cool. She's so down to earth. It's like talking to just a friend. Now, this is obviously before her Savage, her Fenty Beauty line came out. This is before her lingerie line came out. But she hasn't put out new music in a long time. This is when Rude Boy, which I'm sure you're not familiar with.
What if I
all
say I
this
am?
pop music. Oh, really? No, negative.
Quiz me.
But when she had the hits, look up Rude Boy.
No, what am I?
Look up Breaking Dishes.
Wow. There's
a
lot of color involved with the Rude
Birthday
Boy
Cake. Oh, yeah.
video there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
It's a little scandalous.
wait a minute. So the album is called Rated R?
Well, yeah.
That's kind of a fun name for an album.
You know me.
So those are some good celebrities that you've met.
Yeah, I have not done local radio in 9 years. So
And that's
I
where
have
you
not
have
met
the opportunity
anybody.
as they're coming through
yes.
on their tour or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, Gwen Stefani, how was she to
Awesome.
deal with? Okay.
So fun.
Kelly Clarkson was cool.
Awesome.
She
I just
seems-
did, a couple years ago. She called me. Yes, awesome. Chainsmokers, awesome.
Okay, Usher.
Yes, he was so nice. Jennifer Lopez was gorgeous in real life. Oh my gosh, she's stunning in real life.
Tell me about Katy Perry.
Crickets. Insert crickets here. I
For
cannot
Griffin's cage.
Let me feed her to my dragon. She was the worst.
Oh,
She's the worst.
yeah.
She still annoys me. I can't watch her. She's so annoying. I hate all of her antics. She has to be the star of the show. She's got to steal the spotlight. She's just so sarcastic and has to be the center of literally everything she does. And that's how she was with our interview when I initially interviewed her, when I talked to her. But I held my own. You can look at the video. I gave it right back to her because I was not standing for any of it.
Oh, I will be looking for
I was
this.
thinking you're in my space. You have a record to produce. You are the one promoting your stupid album. So stop. You married Russell Brand. So what does that tell you? And they got divorced. So what does that tell you?
Wow. So was this a recorded interview?
Oh, yeah, it's on YouTube. Just Google.
No, but what I'm saying is you could have been like, you know what? I don't like you. I'm not going to.
I mean, that's pretty much the tone of the interview. The guy that produced the actual interview is hilarious. We've got crickets in there. You can see how unenthusiastic I am with her.
Okay.
yeah.
We'll have to. I feel like we'll have to post that video.
Oh,
to
you should.
accompany the post of this podcast.
Totally.
Yeah. Very cool.
She's not a favorite.
No. I asked the question, any interesting talents you have, and yours is you can do a headstand. And I assure you that if this podcast were video, I would put you on the spot, but I won't. But congratulations. I mean, does that not hurt your head?
It does.
Ugh.
I mean, now that I'm an adult.
Oh.
But I can do a headstand and I can hold my headstand for a long time. I can't do a handstand.
Uh-huh. But we're talking head,
Head.
H-E-A-D. You can, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
that would be
it's
like a
definitely.
headache the rest
I'm
of the day.
cool. My kids. It's to my kids.
Really?
It's so cool.
They think that's pretty awesome?
Yeah.
Do they ever say, hey, Mom, do a headstand
Yeah.
for my friend? Oh, no.
Not for their friends yet.
Oh.
But I would do it. Maybe I should do a TikTok.
Wait, are you on TikTok as well?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Hold on. Time out. Let's stop for a second. Instagram.
Yes.
Lisa Paige made
Yep.
me do it. Twitter. Lisa Paige made me do it.
Yep.
TikTok. Lisa Paige made me do it. Facebook. Lisa Paige made me do it.
But let me say.
And LisaPaigeMadeMeDoIt.com.
LisaPaigeMadeMeDoIt.com.
Am I missing anything? Is there
No.
Snapchat or anything? Or is there
I have a Snapchat, but I'm not on it ever. That's for kids.
What were you about to say?
The Twitter thing. I never post on Twitter. I just repost
You should
a lot.
come over there and have fun with us.
Oh, I hate Twitter. Twitter is so depressing. But I retweet all the
That's
people
true.
that I follow.
That's true.
Like all, you know. My political commentary.
Wait, you don't.
I retweet.
Wait, do you? Hold on, I'm gonna put her on the spot, y'all. Hang on.
No, it's gonna be. I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna try and read the latest tweet, and I literally just retweeted.
No, you don't know.
Okay.
You don't know what I'm
Fine.
gonna say. You have no idea what I'm gonna say. Hang on a second. No, I'm checking something here. Lisa Paige made me do it. Let's see here. I'm just seeing here. Oh, that's neat.
What?
No wonder you never would retweet me since you don't follow me.
I'm never on it. I follow all political commentators. Are you a political commentator? I'm gonna follow you now.
I can be. I mean,
I'll just all I do is really retweet, or I will maybe comment on a retweet.
it's Keith Malinak, by the way. Keithm as in Mary.
Okay.
ALIN as in Nancy. AK
Okay.
on
Okay.
Twitter, and I'm gonna refresh.
Hold on.
Still not following me.
You are very putting the pressure on me. Here we go. Boom.
Not following
There we go.
me. Let me just
Oh yeah, you
refresh
have a
now.
good amount of followers.
And look, there you are. Hey, you follow me. Yay!
There we go.
All right, that's
Boom.
an interesting development. Thank
Boom.
you. Okay, so you don't like speaking in front of small crowds. So in other words, an arena you'd be fine with, but a coffee shop, no.
Hate it.
But was that accurate? Like an arena, you'd be good with.
Oh, 20,000 people, no problem.
What's up with that?
People don't believe this. I really just have a very hard time with small crowds. Like I cannot, if you put me in front of a group of 100 people, I can't do it. Like I hate it.
That's a small crowd, 100?
To me, yeah.
Where-
or like
where's the-
50. 50.
Okay, where's
Anything
like
smaller.
the threshold? Like it's got to be a big deal. Like
it needs to be like, because in radio, I've definitely hosted my share of like huge concerts and, jingle balls that happen every year across the country with all of the, iHeartRadio affiliated stations. And those are at big stadiums. They're, at huge venues that fit, 10,
Is it the eye
20,000 people.
contact or is it?
I think it's because I know I can't see them on stage. Like when I'm on stage and I'm looking out into the audience, I just see, I see a crowd of people, but I can't see their faces.
Because the lights are shining in your
Right.
eyes, right? Okay.
And I don't feel like it's loud. People are excited.
Yeah.
They're, you know what I mean? But when I've had to done a bunch of charity events, like I've done a bunch of charity events reluctantly, but I do it because it's for charity. But I've had to speak at like the Red Dress Cancer there's a couple fundraisers that I've had to do in the past, and I've hated every single second.
Does it matter if the small crowd are people you're familiar with? Like if it's strangers or people you know? Like,
It's a mix.
matter.
I
Okay.
can't do it. Like I really can't.
why do you think that is?
I don't know.
Because like I know I originally got into radio
Yeah.
so that I didn't have to be in front of people. It could just be in an empty room talking into a microphone, and you can be doing whatever you're doing, and I'm doing it. But being on TV, I mean, that's a game changer. And you're just like, oh, hi, camera. You know? But you're good. So you're good broadcasting, whether it's radio or video.
Yes.
It's the in-person small crowd situation.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. You also don't like basically anything that puts your life at risk. Like one of your answers was like puddle jumper, like type airplanes.
Oh, hell no.
I used to have to fly between Denver and Scottsbluff, Nebraska, which is way out in the panhandle of Nebraska. And the planes you would fly from DIA to Scottsbluff, you would almost rather walk than ride in those things.
Because they're like, what,
They're
six-seaters?
tiny.
Yeah.
They're loud. You're sitting next to the prop.
No way.
And I mean, not fun.
No.
So I can understand that. Have you had a bad experience on an airplane that made you think that, or just, in general, just?
I just hate it. We went to go visit our friend Chris, 5 or 6 years ago in Nantucket, and that was honestly the last time I went to Nantucket because we had to take a puddle jumper.
One of those, yeah.
Yeah, from Boston to Nantucket. And I was a nervous wreck the entire time. I don't like the turbulence. I don't like the sound of it. I don't like the choppiness of it. This goes for I don't go on roller coasters. I don't do zip lines. I am so boring. Like I am not the person you want to take to a Six Flags.
Mm-hmm.
I have zero desire to go there.
You don't like roller coasters?
No.
Did anything ever happen on one of those?
No, I think because I've seen so many random stories of people getting thrown off a roller coaster or a roller coaster stops in the middle. You're doing a loop-de-loop and it stops and you're upside down. I will not do it. We went to Disneyland last October. I went on the kid rides. I went on the swings.
Dumbo put you on edge?
Totally. Anything. Because I'm short, so I could fit on all of them.
Yeah.
I had no problem getting on
How
any
about
of
the
those.
teacup thing?
That's fine.
Okay.
Fine.
That's good.
Anything I could jump out of is fine, but I just don't like any of that stuff. None of it.
Huh. How about It's a Small World you're good with?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. How about Pirates of the Caribbean?
We did that. Fine.
Did
Because
that-
I was in a boat.
You're good?
Yep.
I'm just trying to figure out where the threshold is.
We went on Space Mountain a bunch of times. That was fine.
Oh, really? You're
Okay,
good with
yeah.
that? How
So I
about the
did do-
Flying Dutchman thing?
Oh, we did not do that. I didn't do that.
Okay.
I went on all of the safer rides, but I am
Sure.
I don't like traveling.
Just in general?
Yeah, no, I don't like traveling really.
Oh, okay.
I know. That's why Stu does a lot of guys trips. And I'm like, go have fun. Because I don't want to go. I'd rather not.
I understand.
Okay.
Earliest memory, I love this, singing Beatles songs with your dad.
Yeah.
Is there a particular song, or do you just remember it was the Beatles and you were just enjoying yourself?
I just remember my dad always had the Beatles on all the time. And it was just like the first,
That's great. What
Yeah.
a great memory to have.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yep.
And you cite your grandmother as the person who has had the most influence over you. How so?
I was very close with my grandmother, particularly my mom's mom. I was close with my dad's mom, but I was with my mom's mom a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, we would go over to her house too all the time. So I was always over there. And then when I had started at KC 101 as an intern, she lived 5 minutes from there. So I was always at her house if I had to intern the next day and all that stuff.
Oh,
And
that's
I
cool.
remember her getting in the car one day with me, and she said she loved Stu, loved him. And she said, if you ever break up with him, if you ever hurt him, I'm going to hurt you.
Oh,
And I was like, okay, Nana, okay. But that's my greatest memory. But I just think I just was always with her. I just loved always being with her. I remember thinking, oh my gosh, God, when she passes, I'm going to be so devastated. But she lived till she was 94.
Wow.
So a couple years ago, and she died peacefully, and I'm thankful. And I went up for the funeral, and again, my mom was like, would you want to do the eulogy? I was like, heck no. No.
Oh, small crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, alarm
No.
bells. Yeah. I
My
guess.
brother did it. But anyway, yeah. So I think probably my grandmother.
That's great. She sounds like a wonderful lady.
Oh, Eileen.
She called Stu Steven, though, right?
No, Stu.
She did?
My whole family calls him
Wow,
Stu.
literally, you weren't kidding. It's 3 people.
My
that
mom's
call
like,
him
he doesn't even look like a Steven. And I was telling Chad Prather the other day. What episode was Chad on, by the way, Keith?
I believe it was number 4.
Oh, number 4
I
for
wanna
your
say it
Chad
was
Prather
4.
episode, everybody.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
But Chad was like, Chad was asking me about his name. He's like, do you call him Steven? I go, no. But listen, let me tell you. Now that I am a mother of a son, I would wring Zach's girlfriend's neck if she started calling Zach something other than Zach.
Zeke?
Right. I'd kill her. I would be like, break up with her.
Oh, wow. Wow. So
I do actually have a very accepting mother-in-law. Shout out to Anne Marie.
All right. Hey, Anne-Marie. Okay, very cool. I'm just making sure here. Yeah, episode 4. I just had to make
Okay,
sure.
good. We had to confirm.
Chad Prather, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. What else we got here? Oh, I love this. An embarrassing moment where you called out the name of another radio station when you were on the air once. And this is live radio, right? You can't go back and edit it or anything like that.
It's also Market 1.
Oh, New York City.
We're in New York City,
So
everybody.
you said the call letters of your old station. Tell us what happened, and did anybody else notice or just you?
I'm sure listeners noticed, but
Did your
thankfully my
bosses?
program director at the time, Dom Theora, was not listening.
Uh-oh, he's
and I
listening
think
now.
to this day he did not know.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna send him a link to this podcast
Don't, please
with the
don't.
timestamp.
Please don't.
Okay, just kidding. Okay, so so nobody called you on it then.
I did not answer the phones the rest of my shift because I did not want to hear from anybody.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
But
93.3. It was 92.3 now because I worked at 93.3 FLZ in Tampa. That was my first real gig. Then the New York station I was at, we flipped K-Rock and it was 92.3 now. That was the actual call letters. And I said Q102.
Uh-oh.
And I remember potting down my mic and I'm like, like my heart just dropped.
And you were just waiting for Dom to
Oh,
bust in there.
I was waiting for somebody from
Somebody.
CBS to be like, what did you just say? No one did.
Wow.
Saved by grace.
Probably not on a delay or anything since it was
Oh,
music
yeah.
radio,
Yeah,
not
totally. Yeah.
talk
And I
radio.
wasn't like, risque
Yeah.
on the air.
So there's oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Okay. So live and learn.
So again, nobody's listening to
No
this. They're
one's
not going to
listening.
hear
It's only
this.
Market 1. It's no big
Yeah.
deal. It's not like the
Wow.
entire tri-state wasn't listening.
Right.
Fine.
Let's see here. something that you would like to accomplish in your lifetime. This is interesting. You want to do a health and wellness tour at some point. What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
So I have always like really loved lifestyle stuff, which I think is sort of, that's kind of how I would brand myself, like everything. It's not just like I have not really cornered myself with just being like somebody that does fashion, somebody who does makeup, somebody that does food. It's like I cover everything. Like I talk about everything. But what I would love to do is get to a point where in a couple years I could, even if it was just here in Texas, and I stopped at was able to do a tour stop in 3 different cities and do a cool thing where we would have 500 women come out. And we'd have like my favorite brands come out. We did this when I was in Philly and in New York. And back in the day, we called it Pamper with Paige. And it was awesome. And we would get all of my favorite companies, Sephora, Bath and Body Works, The Body Shop. We'd have local nail salons come, massage therapists come. We'd have different local stylists come out. And these women would come and we'd get goodie bags. We'd have like little favors. We'd do a raffle. And we did that. We could do that because we had a whole sales, we had a sales department that could sell the stuff. And we weren't even selling tickets. It was open, actually. It was a free event.
But you said 500 women would be there. Is that crowd too small? Like, I'm being serious.
No. 500 women I could totally deal with.
So you're good with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
50, no.
Got it, yeah.
Like teetering on 100, maybe, if I took a Xanax or something, or a shot.
And you would like to write a book to kind of go along with this, like a healthy living
I would love to do a book. A book, because people that have been following me for the last 10 years know, like, I keep a food journal, which is weird to some people, but it's been great for me.
Okay.
And so Stu was saying one time, gosh, you should just compile all these food journals, just make one big fat book out of it. Like,
are you writing them or typing them on your phone?
Oh, no, I have like
actual paper, like a journal, like old school markings notebooks that you can find on Amazon and at Target still, that are like, small. They're purse size. But I've been doing this. It's just, I do it I don't do it throughout the day. I'll do it at night before I go to bed. I just remember what I ate and I jot it down. I jot what I do for a workout down. I'm weird. I weigh myself every day. Has this been able to help you find like, I figured out how this food affects me by going back to the journal and stuff. Yeah.
Yes. Or what's fun is I like to go back and be like, what did I have for lunch 5 years ago today? And I just go and I have all my journals filed and labeled and, by year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
I don't want to say impressive, but that's
psycho.
Interesting.
It's a little psychotic.
I would say
fine.
interesting. I'd say interesting. I'm going to go with interesting.
That's so nice of you.
So how far back do your food journals go?
2011.
All right.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Maybe 2000. No. I take that back. 2007. 2007.
That's a lot of paperwork.
Oh, yeah.
Where do you keep your food journals?
I keep them stored in my desk at home in a little, storage box type thing.
That's why she needs to get rid of the bouncy chair.
To make room for my food journals.
Need that shelf space.
Yes.
Anything that we have failed to cover today that you would want to address that maybe I didn't ask the right questions? Anything?
No, I think Keith, we've
covered a lot of ground.
We've covered a lot. This is a great style of podcasting.
Why, thank you.
This is like my favorite. And I told you, I've never been a guest on anybody's podcast. So I'm so excited.
This is great. I appreciate your inauguration into being a guest
on your podcast.
Did I use that word?
Yeah, it was good. Like
inaugural podcast.
Yeah.
Guest. Okay.
Because I'm always the one asking the questions. I never get asked the questions. I'm always the one asking the questions.
Well, maybe you should do something like this where you're just sitting down with people.
Yeah.
And just chatting.
I could do it on my wellness tour. We could do a Q&A. I like it.
What is a healthy food that everybody should have in their diet?
I would say a good protein bar. Mm-hmm. I would say a good protein bar. And this is why I say this. Because the protein bars that I actually have become an ambassador to, like the brand Built Bars, Lisa Paige is your code. You'll get a discount.
And what if they put PAGE?
Well, that's not going to get you a discount.
Yeah.
That won't even get you a discount.
It'll just say, what are you trying to pull here?
Right. Like, it won't take any money off. So you definitely want to get the spelling right.
PAIGE.
Yes. But these protein bars. I should have brought you one. I'll send them in with Stu tomorrow. They are a game changer. And I feel like there are so many protein bars on the market that are of trillion calories, and you get 2 grams of protein. Like the calories don't justify the very little carb or the very little protein that you get. Where these bars, everything's under 200 calories, and you're getting like 19 grams of protein, and it's all the good stuff. It's not pumped with all of the artificial flavorings and all the crazy sugars. It's so good. And this is a plus for women who are listening and men who are on Weight Watchers. They love these bars because they're 3 points.
Oh.
And so that, they don't have
a trillion calories, as you mentioned a
Some of them
moment
have
ago.
115 calories, and I think the most is 180. But that's pretty good.
That's good, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, let me just check my desk here at work. Hang on a second. Let's see what kind of snacks I have in here.
Oh, no, I don't want to know.
Why don't you just explain to people what you're seeing here?
Okay, Oreos.
Okay.
Healthy. Oh, more Oreos.
Okay.
Okay, what's the problem with the Oreos? Oreos. Oh.
Hang on.
Keith.
Oh, I'm gonna. There's a variety in here.
Oh my. Okay, Sour Patch Kids. Wait. Now, does this explain all the? Okay. What is happening in here? Now I'm seeing it. Full exposure.
Hold on. There's a chocolate candy bar. There's a chocolate candy.
A lint chocolate.
Oh wait, there's another chocolate.
Okay, so you have a sweet tooth. And sugar packets.
Yeah. Oh wait. There you go.
And a nail clipper.
Yeah. I mean.
That's in your top drawer.
Yeah, so
what's happening here?
People don't like to see this. This goes back to the whole radio and TV thing. It's like I want to be able to clip my nails when I want to clip my nails. If it's during a Pat Gray monologue, I want to clip my nails. So I have to strategically clip them behind the computer so the camera doesn't see it, because too many people have messaged me to say, "Would you stop clipping your nails where I can see?" I'm like, "Okay, I'm sorry, my bad."
At least you have nails to clip. Stu bites his nails, and it drives me insane. And he's always doing this with his cuticles. Fidgeting around with his cuticles.
Those hurt when you do that. Don't be messing with the hangnails. The hangnails.
I love this man, but that, honest to God, at night, we're watching TV, and I can hear him. I can see, when I'm talking to him, I cannot.
I got to ask him, though. Does he ever say, "Oh, my goodness, it hurts where I
his nails, he's got no nails. And I'm like, don't, please stop. Like, this is a bad habit. We went on Dr. Phil 15 years ago about it.
I'm sorry?
The Dr. Phil show. We went on Dr. Phil.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, we did, as guests.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought this podcast was wrapping up, and now I think
we
we
need a part
just
two.
unearthed something completely. Wait, hold on. Where can we see this Dr. Phil episode?
I don't even know.
What were you on talking about?
I have to find. We went on for his bad habit.
Yes! Oh, no! I need this video in my life.
We literally went to LA for one day to do this. You know what Dr. Phil's awesome expert professional advice was? Oven mitts. That's what Dr. Phil told Stu.
Oh, this is.
We need to find the episode.
Please.
I have to find it now.
Find somebody.
But I wanted you. It was that bad that I was like, we need to go to Dr. Phil.
See, what I did is I used to chew on my nails as well.
So bad. Why?
And I think Aslan, my oldest, who's 17 now, I think she was 5 at the time, she did the same thing. And I just made a deal with her. Okay, you stop trying to chew your nails. I'll tell you when I catch you, and you tell me or whatever. And she would call me out on it. And she stopped. But I continued for a while longer. I'm a bad parent.
I'm a bad parent.
But I will say, you get dirt and stuff under your nails, and it's in your mouth. That's gross.
Well, I know, but Stu has no white part of his nail. He has literally, it's like skin.
Down to the quick and stuff.
It's so they're so short.
Tell me he's not always in pain.
I'm sure he is, but if he is, he's hiding it because he never acts like he's in pain. But it's just it's like he's got to always be doing something with his hands.
Yeah.
I want to just tell him we're watching TV. Like we watched the RNC last week. I'm like, sit on your hands. Sit on them.
I love him though. That's some fun stuff right there.
Yay.
That's some good knowledge.
I really dropped some serious insider scoop on this podcast.
You sure did. What was the Xander thing again?
Eric Xander. Eric Xander, the nail biter. Okay? That's what this podcast is.
This almost feels like a debate. It almost feels like he's got to come back on to kind of refute some of the stuff.
Rebuttal some of the stuff I said. That's not true. I said you could get rid of that bouncy toy. No, you didn't.
Maybe we have a Dr. Phil part 2.
Can we?
Lisa Paige You can find her all over social media. Lisa Paige made me do it. Don't forget, there's an I in Paige. Lisa Paige made me do it. Thank you so much for making time today.
Oh, thanks for having me, Keith. Thanks for actually being interested in what I have to say.
You're absolutely welcome. However, before I wrap this up, I'm watching you. You're doing
I'm looking. No, now you have me just looking at my nails. To make sure my nails look
looking
okay.
at your nails
I'm
with
just
your
looking at
fingers,
them.
with your other fingers.
I'm just making sure I have no dirt
Stu,
under my
she's
nail.
busted. Stu, she's busted.
Rude.
She was picking at her
Let's
nails.
just stop this podcast now.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
This has been At the Mic with Keith, an independent podcast production. Look for At the Mic Show on Twitter to connect.